Let's look now at the Ripple Edit tool, which is located on the toolbar right here. It's this little gizmo right there. But before we can fully understand the value of this tool, let's step back a minute, take a look at the old way, or the simple way of doing edits on the timeline. And of course, when we come down here and we look at the timeline, we see that we have two normal linked video and audio tracks here, video on video 1 track and audio on audio 1 track. It makes perfect sense, right? Okay, now, what we want to do is take the conversation of the subject driving the truck and compress things just a little bit, and we want to cut at about the 7:56 portion on the timeline. So there's a lot of conversation that occurs from here back, from the beginning of this clip to this portion that we want to get rid of and connect it with the previous clip. Now, let's look at the old way we would do that. We come up and get the razor blade, as I call it, or the razor tool. And we come down and we are marked where we want to be, but let's bring this just right there, just a little bit. And then we line it up and we click on it. And of course, since they are linked tracks, then both are cut at the same time. Then we come get the move tool or the selection tool. We click on it, we hit delete, and the part we don't need goes away. Then we'd come get this. We left click, hold it down, drag it to connect with the previous clip, and voila, we have what we need. Let's take a look at the results.
Have fun, okay? Pretty much, Carl, why don't you and Kurt and Cathy get your guys and get out of here? You know what to do? Before each trip, I generally have anywhere from...
And that edit's very clean, and it's exactly what we want. So let's go ahead and show you how the Ripple Edit tool will help you a great deal in this process. We're going to go back and undo, put everything back the way it was, and start again. Okay, now let's take our marker, put it at 7:56, which is right there. And of course, you're going to use the audio track to help you get a visual as to where you want to cut. That's really the value of having that graph on the audio track. Now, one little housekeeping note on this tutorial. Now, as I told you before, I recorded these with two audio tracks, one with an ambient microphone and the other one with the lapel mic. And I just never changed it back. So we will do the audio corrections and put everything in mono in the audio section of this tutorial. So just bear with the fact that most of the conversation of the subject is coming out of just the left channel, if you would please. I don't think that would be too much to ask. Anyway, here's what we're going to do with the Ripple tool. We're going to go ahead and come up here and grab it. And then look what happens. We have a little red bracket that points to the right, and we start at the very beginning of the clip. Now, if we were going to go from right to left, then of course we would put the cursor on here, and the bracket is looking left, which means that it's looking at the previous clip. So you want to make sure that these little red brackets are looking in the direction that you want to go. So once that's all established, you left click, hold it down, and notice the audio and the video tracks become chosen. And then you simply drag to the marker and it will lock in, or what we call snap, let go, and then the edit is made. The extraneous part is gotten rid of automatically, and then the two clip ends are put together for a seamless transition, thusly.
Pretty much, Carl, why don't you and Kurt and Cathy get your guys and get out of here? You know what to do? Before each trip, I generally have anywhere from 50 to 200 hours.
Now, how easy is that? Does that not make your job of editing so much easier, especially on a subject like this? He tends to talk, and he says good stuff. He's got good stuff to say, but he kind of rambles a little bit, goes from one subject to the next, and when you're trying to make one single stream of consciousness about a certain subject, you kind of have to chop things up. And when you get into those situations, this Ripple Edit tool is a lifesaver. It'll save you a lot of time. Come in, practice with it, get used to it, start using it more and more, and you'll love it.